Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Future of Fashion podcast. My name is Victoire, and I am joined today by Laura from Hope Tech.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. So, Laura, first and foremost, we'd like to know more about your brand mission, your inspirations, and what brought you here today. So, could you share with us the story behind Hope Tech, what inspired its creation, and what problems you were hoping to solve, and the type of changes that you'd like to see?
Yes, so Hope Tech started originally in Nairobi, Kenya, with our founder Brian Mwenda. He was actually attending an integrated school in Kenya, and after the compulsory schooling ended, he of course went on to university. And at the time, he was really shocked that so many of his friends with visual disabilities were not able to freely choose any majors of their liking, because they were very much limited to what they could do according to the technology that existed. So for example, it was really, really hard doing something in the arts or in mathematics because it just got very, very complex to basically participate in the required studies with that. And this was interestingly what led him to do engineering, because he thought the technology already exists. Why are we not applying it in a way that actually serves people with disabilities to access the information and then access the education and field of work that they're actually aiming for? And I have to say, because I'm based in Austria, HopTech has moved all around the world. We are based in Nairobi, in Austria, in the UK. In Austria, I've encountered the same problem quite recently when I met a friend for drinks, and he told me that he got into law because of the same period of immolation, actually. He actually wanted to study art history, but he realized he would have to go into the archives and do all type of archive work with a sighted assistant. So he couldn't do that on his own. And this is what then led him to pick law instead, because it's very text heavy, so you can rely on screen readers, and you can do that very independently.
All right, fantastic. So we understand that behind that there is a huge thought process, correct? But you probably learned so much along the way and probably also run into some challenges. And would like to know more about the obstacles that you had to overcome to achieve what you managed to achieve today. What has been the biggest challenge that you encountered so far, and how did you manage to overcome it?
I think one of the biggest challenges was getting the right type of user involvement, because I have to admit, we are a startup doing assistive tech for visual disabilities. This is not new. There are so many startups doing this. And actually, because of this, people get a bit weary about it. If you say like, yeah, we want to develop something for visual disabilities to basically do what everyone else has been doing for the past years. And then people look at you like, okay, but why are you doing it better? Like, how? Like, explain it to me. So there is this reservation in our target demographic, which is very understandable, because there have been so many startups trying to replace the white cane. This was early on learning. I think it took exactly 2 conversations with people using the white cane. Nobody wants to let go of the white cane. It is an amazing tool. It is reliable. It is consistent, and it almost doesn't, you can't basically break it. So once you've started using it, you don't want to give up that freedom. And this was learning very early on that we realized, okay, yes, we need to overhaul basically our whole concept. We are not going to replace the white cane. We have to augment it and see like, okay, what is still an issue with the white cane? How can we complement it? And how can we do it in a way that actually serves people with visual disabilities in getting around, in enabling more independence and contributing to their own confidence without assuming the problems they have. So it took a lot of conversations, a lot of community feedback. And on my side, I have to admit, I think a big learning was also challenging your own bias, because you always come up with bias. We all say like, yes, we have to be aware of our bias, we have to know where they are, and we have to keep them in check. But it is a lot more hard work to actually do that and to admit like, oh yeah, the thing I thought was going to work is completely wrong. We were going in the completely wrong direction, so let's get together as a team and maybe just move past us. It's not like we are the problem, but we are trying to solve the problem. And it does hurt your pride a bit at the beginning to admit this, but you have to get through it. Otherwise, you're not going to end up with a product that actually helps people. It's just going to be something that you think would help. I've actually learned a term for this. It's called a disability dongle. When you're solving a problem that isn't really a problem. So I think that was the major learning on my side from especially the research, that you have to keep your bias in check and you have to just eat your own ego in order to get past it.
I think that's something that we can all learn from. So we would like to know more as well regarding your vision for the future. Going forward in Hope Tech, what are your goals? What are your dreams for the next few months and years to come? Are we talking about new products? Are we talking about a new market that you'd like to target, new collaboration maybe, or just having a wider impact for communities?
Yes, so I would say the immediate goals are getting our newest product, the Sixth Sense, into the market and then expanding. So as you say, newer markets, we're definitely exploring Austria first, then the UK, but from Austria we also want to branch out into other German-speaking areas. It turns out, even if they're very close on a map, they are very, very different in how assistive tech is processed in them. So the ecosystems of how to get assistive tech to the user is something we want to explore more, how we can support our users in accessing it. Also on the financial side, how we can make it easier to actually get the product to the user without all those bureaucratic barriers. I want to say we have a lot of them in Austria. Yeah, and after that, we want to explore more types of assistive tech. So we've been focusing very strongly on visual disabilities in the past. We want to branch out for more disabilities. Ultimately, of course, serving all people with disabilities. And the vision is to keep it as sleek and elegant as possible, because that has become one of our, I want to say, guiding principles, that if we make assistive tech, we want it to look good. Something that comes from Hope Tech, we want it to look good and look less stigmatizing, less obtrusive, something that doesn't ruin your outfit and that you can wear every day with comfort and elegance.
And I think that regarding the future of fashion, we're going to need that type of product to make sure that people feel both fashionable but also empowered by such products.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Laura, for your time. We really
Thank you so
appreciate and we look forward to see what Hope Tech has to offer to communities.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.